Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021, and today we are understanding obstacles and reading chapters 16 through 22. Let's go and get started. So, once again, for our standards, find textual evidence to support what the text says as well as what you see from the text, and then determine a theme or idea of a text and how it is shown through details. And once again, provide a summary. Let's go ahead and move into our Ignite. So let's quickly review what happened in chapters 19 or 9 through 15. Here I have a summary for us. So if you click that, which I will provide a link to as well, here you'll see my summaries. And let's go ahead and read chapter 9. So the washer machine breaks down, and Yao accuses Mr. Chang of breaking it, and so they have to pay for it. So a washer won't come in for another week. So the Tang family has to clean towels. All right, and here in chapter 10, Ming, who also worked at the restaurant with Mr. and Mrs. Tang, comes to visit them because he is in debt. Okay. In chapter 11, Ming stays for 3 days until his car radiator is fixed, and he can't pay it, so he uses coupons to pay some of the portion of that radiator. Mr. Tang gives him $50 and sends him off. And then Mia makes a friend named Lupe, and they don't really like to play sports, although Mia tries. So in chapter 12, Mia is managing one night, and a guest comes in who is drunk. Okay. Mia wants to find her parents, but she's afraid that the drunk man might take the cash and the register while she is gone. She tries to trick him to go outside, but he grabs her by the collar. And luckily, Hank is there to stop the drunk man, and she realizes that this job is not fun and games. In chapter 13, Mia suggests a bulletproof glass, a panic button for police and security cameras, but Yao says it costs too much. Jason at least thinks it's a good idea to get a camera. Chapter 14. Mia is depressed with the drunk episode and Yao's rejection. So she wanders off into the empty school auditorium to play the piano. She plays for Elise and recalls her asking her teacher why this beautiful piece has such a scary part in the middle. And his response, because life is scary sometimes, little one. Jason followed her and is amazed by her performance. But she rebukes Jason because of his assumption that only rich people can afford lessons. And in chapter 15, Mia suggests having a sign installed, but it's just a bluff so that people think that a camera's there, but it's really not. Lee drops off, which is Ming's friend who spends the night. And then he talks about the abuse that he has had in the past with work. Okay. All right. And so let's go ahead and move back on into our slides. All right. So first, what are obstacles? What are some obstacles that keep you from learning in distance learning? So answer in the discussion on Schoology. Take 2 minutes to complete this. When you're finished, put a thumbs up in the chat. All right. You should be finished with that now. Let's go ahead and get to it. So obstacles are troubles. They are the things that cause you to trip or fall. They can be hurdles that you have to jump over. We have to realize that obstacles are not easy to overcome, but we can face them. So share out loud. What are some obstacles that you face while in distance learning? All right, let's go ahead and move on. So for our chunk, today you'll be reading chapters 16 through 22. When you're finished reading chapters 16 and 22, remember to write a 2 to 3 sentence summary of each chapter to help you remind you what is happening in the story. Today, we will also be looking at some obstacles that Mia faces as we continue to read the book Front Desk. So in groups, we're going to be working with what obstacles that Mia faces. So this is one obstacle. I won't go through this because we're gonna go through the next one. So in this obstacle, okay, my second example, we see an obstacle that Mia faces when she is faced with a drunk and is rejected by Yao. In chapter 14, she plays a song by Beethoven for Elise. She recalls asking her teacher, why put a scary part in the middle of a beautiful piece? And his response, right? Because life is scary sometimes, little one. Let's go ahead and listen to that quick piece. Everybody should know this. All right, so we should know that part. Let's go ahead and move on to that scary part that Mia might have been talking about. All right. So as we all see there, okay, there's a scary part, right? That everybody must face when they are playing this song or even when they hear it. And that is the part that Mia is talking about. Okay. The obstacles, the part where she has to face a drunk and she is rejected by Yao. These are the obstacles that she faces. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So in groups, you'll find at least one obstacle that Mia faces in the book. Work together and find page numbers that can support your claim that identify a struggle or an obstacle that Mia faces. Share with the class what your group found as an obstacle. Everyone must share, even if you have the same response. And lastly, for your review, submit the document of your reading each day. You'll be reading chapters 16 through 19 and writing a summary of each chapter. All right, students, that just about wraps it up for our lesson today. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you all soon. Adios.